from April 8th to 14th, and joining us this morning, we're so very pleased to have with us Dawn Albury Gaitor, and we're going to be talking about the WOCN Ostomy Continence Nurse, their role, what exactly are we talking about, and we also have Megan Sands, who's joined us this morning. To both you ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
To Bahamas Sunrise. All right, now Dawn, let's jump right into the fray. What exactly are we talking about when we're talking about wound, ostomy, and incontinence?
Well, like you said, it is International Wound Ostomy Continence Nurses Week, and we are trying to get the word out there that when it comes to wound, ostomy, and continence, that not all nurses are the same. Wound ostomy nurses are specialists, and so we are trained to take care of individuals with selected disorders of the gastrointestinal, genitourinary, and skin disorders.
Indeed. Now, what exactly is a wound ostomy?
Well, an ostomy is a surgically created opening in the abdomen on an individual, and the sole purpose is to be able to get waste out of the body.
Okay. And so, what conditions would lead up to one having an ostomy?
Well, I can assure you that no one signs up to get an ostomy. It is usually as a result of cancers, if you have cancers of the rectums or any cancers in the pelvic area that is occluding stool or feces from passing through the intestine, large or small, or whether or not you may have traumas to the abdomen. You have a lot of persons with gunshot wounds and stabs to the abdomen, and you have fecal matter leaking into the abdomen, bringing with it digestive enzymes and bacteria that causes inflammation. When that happens, the bowel doesn't work very well, so you would have to rest it. So that person will end up with an ostomy. And then you have those persons who are born, babies are born without a rectum or an anus. They call it imperforate anus. And so from day one, they would have to get an ostomy while they construct an ostomy.
It's interesting. When you talk about ostomy then, so wound is separate then?
Wound is separate.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that then. When you talk wound, what are you talking about?
We're talking about any break in the skin. In the Bahamas, you know, we're inundated with persons with chronic bed sores or pressure ulcers on diabetic wounds. You can have wounds as a result of trauma, again, gunshot wounds, surgical wounds, and the like. So it's any break in the skin.
And continence?
Continence talks about the ability to be able to, well, persons with continence issues, they have problems controlling voluntarily their urinary and fecal patterns.
It's very interesting. Now, I'm sure these, the incisions for the ostomy and the wound care and the continence issues have been going on for generations. Why all of a sudden we have these nurses that actually specialize in it?
Well,
it seems like something new.
Well, it is new to the Bahamas, but it has been going on for more than six decades now.
Wow.
Like I said, wound ostomy continence nurses are specialists, and they are trained to deal with persons with wound ostomy incontinence and any selected disorder of the genitourinary and the skin.
Take us through the demonstration model that you have there.
Oh, this is a model because I do have a commercial on television that talks about ostomies, but at the end of the day, the question is still, what is an ostomy? So I said that, like I said, it is a surgically created opening into the abdomen where if you, for example, were to have had cancer of the rectum, the physician then has to either remove the rectum, rest the rectum, and then to prevent, while that area is resting, they then have to be able to get feces out of the body. So then they would bring through a surgical opening in the skin a portion of the bowel to the outside of the stomach. And this bag here represents the collection material which will be able to collect the waste matter. And it isn't just stool, it's urine as well, because you have persons who have cancer of the bladder, they have no bladder. Yeah. And so we use a piece of the bowel as well to be able to get urine or waste outside of the body, and it's collected in a appliance such as that.
Now, Megan, let's bring you in on the discussion and let's talk a little bit about, you indicated that you have an ostomy. Talk about the experience, though. I'm sure it must have been life-changing. So what led to it? And
I was in a jet ski accident May 2006, so it's kind of recent, but not too far ago. So it was from trauma. I was not prepared. I had emergency surgery, so I didn't know I was going to wake up with an ostomy. And Dawn wasn't around then to be there to explain what exactly it was, how to take care of it. I had really good nurses, but I still had a lot of questions. So I'm really excited that she's here now to be able to help me with some of the issues that I have as well.
Is that a permanent situation?
Yeah, right now there's nothing that doctors can do at the moment.
How has that impacted your life in terms of activity, in terms of self-esteem, in terms of, because here I'm looking at a beautiful young lady and you're in the prime of life. How has that impacted you?
It's been a huge adjustment. There's still a lot of things, you know, I have to think about what I eat, when I eat sometimes. It was a lot of things I didn't know, like how to take care of it or how to change the appliances, which I learned a lot by reading books and online. Family and friend support has been extremely helpful.
I can imagine.
I've kind of chosen to take a positive attitude and be extremely open about my ostomy, so that's, I think, helped me to move forward and not kind of hide away. And
Indeed, and we certainly wish you all the best with that. Now Dawn, is Megan typical of persons with ostomy, or is her situation atypical?
Well, like I said, it happens for a lot of reasons. Hers was trauma. You have persons who have it as a result of car accidents. They become paralyzed as a result of gunshot wounds to the abdomen. We do have a lot of young individuals. We have babies. We have elderly. So it is across the continuum.
Let's talk about the week. What are some of the activities associated with the week, and what's this week designed to do?
Well, the week is designed to put the wound ostomy nurse on display, and also to thank us for our continued support in persons with chronic non-healing wounds, ostomies, and continence care. Unfortunately, I'm the only ostomy nurse in the Bahamas, so I have to celebrate my week. But in the U.S., we have more than 5,000. We have more than 5,000 certified ostomy wound continence nurses. I am just one of them in the Bahamas.
It's very interesting. So you are certified ostomy wound care continence nurse. Now, I know you in a personal capacity more for your role in wound care. How do the two relate?
Well, I sort of got into it because whenever you have a traumatic wound, say for example, whenever you have a traumatic wound, sometimes they end up with ostomies, gunshot wounds, bowels are exposed, and you have to treat that individually. So I got into that because I found that in dealing with wounds in the Bahamas, there were more ostomies involved. So I was at a disadvantage.
Well, Dawn, congratulations.
Thank you.
On the week, and it's certainly been very enlightening, and we certainly wish you all the best.
Thank you.
As well as you, Megan.
Thank you.
Feel free to stop by
Bahamas
at Sunrise anytime you want to get a message out there in relation to your condition. And we encourage you.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. There's lots more.